Dressed in my teen old brown sweater, I easily mixed with the crowd at Neville Club. I see me ho. Soon, oh but soon, people acoustic me saying such thing as, "Where the charge, man?" All too soon I noticed boys and girls sitting in a hubbled lump, smoking hernia and taking Odeon and getting very high. Some were only 4'3" high, but he had Indian hump, which he grew in his sleep. Puffing and blubbering, they drugged themselves, rampling and dancing with wild abdomen, stubbing wheeled costumes amongst themselves. They seemed Olivier to the world about them.
He is putting it lightly when he says, quabbling the grass, strabby down the soddy flays, a moa matamas, a monka minka minibus, a marmalady moon, a Mickey Mendip multiplus, a mighty midgy spoon. And so I traddled onward, caring not a care. Onward, 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 my friends, and glory for the 59!
I sat Belonely down a tree, humbled, fat and small. A little lady sing to me, I couldn't see at all. I'm looking up and at the sky to find such wondrous voice. Puzzle, puzzle, wonder why I hear but have no choice. Speak up, come forth, you ravel me, I potty menthol shout. I know you hiddy by this tree, but still she won't come out. Such softly singing lulled me sleep an hour or two or so. I waked me slow and took a peep, and still no lady show. Then suddy on a little twig I thought I see a sight, a tiny little tiny pig that sing with all its might. I thought you were a lady, I giggle, well I may. To my surprise the lady got up and flew away.
Once upon a time in a far-off distant land, far across the sea, miles away from anyway, over the hills as the crow barked, 39 people lived miles away from anywhere, on a little island on a distant land. When harvest time came along, all the people celebrated with a mighty feast and dancing and that. It was Perry's.
For Perry was the loud mayor.
Job to provide.
And Perry's great pleasure, I might add.
And new and exciting.
And usually it was.
Thrill and spectacular performer.
Sometimes a dwarf was used.
This year Perry had surpassed himself by getting a wrestling dog. But who would fight this wondrous beast? I wouldn't for a kick-off. Wouldn't get me fighting it, Dudley.
The National Health Cow, page 62. I strolled into a farmyard when no one was about. Treading past the troubles, I raised my head to shout. "Come out the cow with glasses," I called and rolled my eye. It ambled up toward me. I milked it with a sigh. "You're just in time," the cow said. His eyes were all aglaze. "I'm feeling like an elephant. I aren't been milked for days." "Why is this?" I asked it, tugging at its throttles. "I don't know why. Perhaps it's 'cause my milk comes out in bottles." That's handy for the government, I thought, and in a tick, the cow fell dead all sudden. I'd smashed it with a brick.
I have a little Budgie, he is my very pal. I take him walks in Britain, I hope I always shall. I call my Budgie Geoffrey, my granddad's name's the same. I call him after Grandad, who had a feathered brain.
As you all know, Harris Wilsard won the general election with a very small margery over the Torchies, thus putting the labouring party back into Powell after a large abscess. This he could not have done without span the barking of the trade onions, headed by Frank Cunnings, who now has a safe seat in non-eating, thank you, and Frank, only 62, Bowles, who hasn't. Sir Alec, doubtless whom, was, quote, bitterly disappointed, but managed to keep smirking on his 500,000-acre estate in Scotland with a bit of fishing and that. Whilst all the tower was sleepy, crept a little boy from bed, to feign the wondrous people what lived when they were dead. He packed a little voucher for his dinner neath a tree. Perhaps a tiny dwarf or two would share a bite with me. Perchamp I'll see the Wumberlog, the highly feathered crow, the laughing, leaping Harris Tweed, and good old Uncle Joe. He packed the very trunk case, clean sockers for a week, his book and Denzil for his note, then out the windy creep. He met him friendly magic dog, all black and curlew too, what flew him fast in second class to do what he must do.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Lucy, who lived at a farm called Littletown. She was a good little girl, only she was always losing her pocket handkerchiefs. One day, little Lucy came into the farmyard, crying, Oh, she did cry so. I've lost my pocket handkin. 3 handkins and a penny. Have you seen them, tabby kitten? The kitten went on watching her white paws. So Lukey asked a special hen. Sally Penny, have you found 3 pocket handkins? But the speckled hen ran into the barn clucking, I go barefoot, barefoot, barefoot. Lucy scrambled up the hill as fast as her short legs would carry her. She ran along a steep pathway, up, up, up and up until Little Town was right down below. She could have dropped a pebble down the chimney.